Now that you are familiar with Visual Studio and have written your first program, let's get down to the real stuff. In this video, you'll learn all about data type variables and typecasting. Specifically, you'll learn what variables are and how to name, declare, and how to initialize them. Variables are containers for storing data values. In other words, we can say like names given to data that we need to store and manipulate in our programs. In C#, there are different types of variables, defined with different keywords. For example, int stores integers, whole numbers, without decimals, such as 123 or -123. Double stores floating point numbers, with decimals, such as 99.99 or -99.99. Char stores single characters, such as a or b. Char values are used within single quotes. String stores text, such as hello world. String values are used within double quotes. Bool stores values with two states, true or false. A variable name in C# can only contain letters, numbers, or underscores. However, the first character cannot be a number. Hence, you can name your variables username, user_name or username2 but not to_username. In addition, there are some reserved words that you cannot use as a variable name because they already have pre-assigned meanings in C#. These reserved words include words like console, if, while, etc. We'll learn about each of them in subsequent video. Finally, variable names are case-sensitive. Username is not the same as username. There are two conventions when naming a variable in C#. We can either use the camel case notation or use underscores. Camel casing is the practice of writing compound words with mixed casing, capitalizing the first letter of each word. Except the first word like variable name, mobile number. Alternatively, another common practice is to use underscores to separate the words. If you prefer, you can name your variables like, this underscore is underscore variable underscore name. Every time you declare a new variable, you need to give it an initial value. This is known as initializing the variable. You can change the value of the variable in your program later. To create a variable, you must specify the data type and assign it a value. There are two ways to initialize a variable. You can initialize it at the point of declaration or initialize it in a separate statement. The examples below show how you can initialize a variable at the point of declaration. Creating a variable called name of data type string and assign it the value John. Creating a variable called mynumber of data type int and assign it the value 15. You can also declare a variable without assigning the value, and assign the value later. Note that if you assign a new value to an existing variable, it will overwrite the previous value. If you don't want others, or yourself, to overwrite existing values, you can add the const keyword in front of the variable type. This will declare the variable as constant, which means unchangeable and read-only. The const keyword is useful when you want a variable to always store the same value. An example that is often referred to as a constant is pi 3.14159. You cannot declare a constant variable without assigning the value. If you do, an error will occur. A const field requires a value to be provided. The writeLine method is often used to display variable values to the console window. To combine both text and a variable, use the plus character. You can also use the plus character to add a variable to another variable. For numeric values, the plus character works as a mathematical operator. Notice that we use int, integer, variables here. Here, x stores the value 5. Y stores the value 6. Then we use the writeLine method to display the value of x plus y, which is 11. To declare more than one variable of the same type, use a comma-separated list. You can also assign the same value to multiple variables in one line. As previously discussed, a variable in C# must be a specified data type. A data type specifies the size and type of variable values. It is important to use the correct data type for the corresponding variable, to avoid errors, to save time and memory, but it will also make your code more maintainable and readable. The data types that are used in C# are listed below. Thanks for watching, and if you have any doubts or suggestion, please let us in comments.